Welcome, Montrose, to Montrose Matters Live. We are running a little bit late here, but you know what? In Montrose, all things can happen. I mean, sheep can hold you up, right, Chris?
That's correct.
That has happened to me before, you know.
Yep.
So we have Chris Kohick in the studios today. We're going to talk about all three things Montrose County Fair and Rodeo. But before we get to Chris and all things rodeo, let's talk about some upcoming events. Okay, so this weekend, starting today at the Museum of the Mountain West, is the Farm and Ranch Days. It's over the weekend. It's a look at our heritage, which we have a farming and ranching heritage here in Montrose. So that's going to be fun. Make sure you go out to the Museum of the Mountain West either today or tomorrow. And then the Farmers Market. I love our summer Farmers Market. Do you ever make it out there, Chris?
My wife does some.
Does she really?
Yep,
Yes.
Yep.
And does she go for vegetables or for the fun?
Yep.
Mainly
she does a lot of the vegetables.
It's such a good time at our farmers market, and I love in the summer that it's every weekend. And then on July 22nd, Cousin Curtis. Have you heard of him?
No, who's Cousin Curtis?
Cousin Curtis is an amazing musician, and he's fun. Everyone loves his name, but Block 64, which is that area right behind San Juan Brews,
Okay.
They closed that off, and they have a concert series. And so on the 22nd, Cousin Curtis is playing. It's going to be blocked off. There are vendors, there are food trucks, and great music. So you should come out to the Block 64 Summer Music Series. And then one of the things I love the most about this town, I've lived here for 6 years, Chris, they shut it down for Youth Appreciation Day that week that the kids go back to school. Have you been involved in that? So that is happening on August 20th this year. All throughout the city, there are going to be different free events for the kids and families. So you make sure you just look at the list. We are going to present that here next week. And you can go out to McNeil Park, the Rec Center, even here at the Montrose Matters and Our Town Matters Studios. We're going to have Annette Toadstool face painting. We had her last year. She's a fun favorite. Some fun breakfast foods and some giveaways. But Youth Appreciation Day on the 20th, and make sure you guys all put that on your calendar. Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back, and we're going to get into the fair and rodeo with Chris. At River Valley Healthcare Centers, we believe everyone deserves access to quality care. At our locations, you will find friendly staff and professional medical providers who are committed to helping you achieve optimal health. Our goal is to meet the needs of our community by eliminating barriers to patients receiving quality medical, dental, and mental health care, as well as convenient access to a pharmacy. We're accepting new patients, so contact us today, regardless of your insurance and income status.
Hi, I'm Matt with Atlasta Solar Center. Solar systems offer added home value, a 26% federal tax credit, and decreased electric bills every month. Isn't it time you switched to solar and started saving today? Join thousands of Western Coloradans as they switch with Atlasta Solar Center. Isn't it time you got a free estimate today and took a look at how much money you could save each and every month, month in and month out, with solar energy for your home? Switch to solar today at Atlasta Solar Center.
And we're back in the studios with Chris Kohick. Okay, so Chris, you know, when I called down and said I needed someone to talk about the fair and rodeo, I didn't know they sent me over the head honcho.
Well, you got lucky.
I did. So you're the president of the fair board.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. We've got a good group of people, good board. We've had good boards before, and this one's a great board as well, I think. It's new, most of it.
Yes.
And it's good.
Any name dropping? Can you tell us who's on the board?
I can, yeah. We've got Matt Box is the vice president.
Okay.
Kelsey Clock is our secretary. Kim Wilson is treasurer. Then we have new ones. We have Ramey Supis.
Oh.
We have Tammy Stroop, who's the undersheriff in Ouray County. Chad Dunlap, who is the state patrol here in Montrose. Justin Gleason, who's a realtor here. And Cody Brown is back as well. So we kind of shrunk the board to 9 members.
There you go. You get things done when you have a smaller board, don't you?
Yeah, and it puts a little more work on people, but at the same time, you have less to ask for too. So yeah, it's good. It's been good.
So explain, because most people don't know that the Fair Board is completely separate from the county. It's a separate entity. Is that correct?
Yeah, yes, somewhat. Yeah, we do have a liaison between the Fair Board and the county.
Right. And that's one of the commissioners?
No, that is actually Tony Driscoll now.
Oh,
is kind
okay.
of that liaison.
Perfect.
County commissioners always come to the board meetings, which is every the third Tuesday night of every month. So that's year round. We have them. But the county is involved greatly. Stony Fields, it was Emily Sanchez. They do a tremendous amount of work for us and with us. So it's kind of a conglomerate to get the thing going, because it's a big undertaking for the county.
I couldn't do it. Seriously, it is not for the faint of heart. And you've been on the Fair Board for how long now, Chris?
6 years to life. It's been a long time. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a sentence.
Sometimes.
There's sometimes. Well, this year, I mean, I want to talk about the basics, but you got a new board. Is it a new feel? What's happening with the Fair and Rodeo?
It is a new feel. We have a lot of things that have changed from the county. The county wanted to change some of the bylaws to where you couldn't have relation that's actually part of the fair. Showing and stuff. So that brought in a different outlook from some of the new members that they elected. And so their outreach is different. They're looking at different interests that we didn't always have. Ours, the ones that were on there before and still on there, we have a lot of just the old ranching and animals.
Right.
And some of these new ones know other people that outreach to different projects that they are interested in the quilting, in the Lego stuff, in that sort of thing, and bring in more of the community. Because the ranching is dwindling, and so is our animals, so we've got to keep ahead of it and keep building it.
Well, keep growing and being a reflection of the community that we serve. And so that reflection includes Legos and quilting.
Exactly.
And did I hear something about STEM?
There's a lot of educational deals that we're trying to do, and actually with that we brought the community night back.
Okay.
So that we have, I was just going through it earlier. The people that are coming are a lot of the educational groups in Montrose that are going to come to present for that. So hopefully we fill in all the blanks that we can.
Well, you know, I have a 9-year-old, and he's into chickens and, animals and so forth. But you mentioned STEM, and he's like, it's a whole new world for him.
Right.
And I love that you're figuring out how to blend things that are of interest to others, including, because obviously the farming and ranching heritage that we have here is so important.
It is.
My gosh, it should not be dwindling, but it is.
Right.
But we still need to, pay homage to that.
Right. Yeah, and if there's different ways, like your son can be involved in that, not even knowing it,
right.
Then that's great, because that opens up other avenues that we may never even thought of.
So what dates are the Fair and Rodeo this year?
So we start next Friday, July 22nd, which is kind of pre-fair.
Okay.
But that's interviewing. And we've got a dog show at 4 o'clock, which lasts quite a while. And it goes all the way from next Friday until that next Sunday, so July 31st.
Fantastic. Well, our producer Drew found some video or some art that he put up for you, so let's put that on your, everyone put that on your calendars. I have I think just adorable story to tell you, and hopefully it makes you feel good with the time you put in on the Fair Board, as well as just your family attending and so forth. 2 weeks ago, this young man and this young lady, they had to be 8 and 12, I think, and they come strolling into our office with their parent and said, would you mind bringing other businesses around? They need to give a presentation for the Fair and Rodeo. And so they had little cue cards, and you see this little blonde kid reading about these pigs that he's raised, talking about the Fair and Rodeo and how he's going to present there, and they're going to be for sale. And then his sister, did the same thing. I love, love, love how we use the Fair and Rodeo to also get our kids out. I mean, most people are afraid of public speaking. You know, they are just being in front of strangers, and they were so proud of their pigs. They were so proud of being able to present at the fair and rodeo for the first time this year. How does that make you feel?
That's our goal. That's our goal. So that's kind of an accomplishment. But I will say that most of that is from the clubs that they're involved in.
Okay.
So they all have their clubs. There's Black Canyon, there's Olathe, there's all these different clubs. And in those clubs, they have elected officers. They have other just members. They have secretaries. They have all these. And those kids show up to our board meetings and they present, and then they go back and they take our information back to those clubs. So those clubs start those kids at a young age, and by the time they're that age, even they're pretty good at speaking and they're pretty comfortable. And that's kudos to those club leaders.
Oh, definitely. I would have been shaking. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back and want to wrap up and talk about just the different big events that are going on.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back.
Believe it, just like Gigfoot, zero-lag gaming does exist. The real myth now? Slow internet made you lose. So step up your game with Elevate Internet today.
At the Real Estate Store, we're a group of real estate professionals who share all forms of property brokering in an innovative way. Our expertise and experience makes us the best choice for buyers and sellers. Our brokers are ready to assist you, either in person or virtually. Come visit us in historic downtown Montrose and experience for yourself the difference of our personal, professional property brokers.
Okay, we're back in the studios and we have Chris Koick from the Montrose County Fair and Rodeo. Chris is actually the president of the fair board. Kind of awesome that he came to hang out with me this morning. But some of the big shows, Chris, what was I not smart enough to ask you?
Oh, well, I wouldn't go that way. So what we have is we split them up by days. There's a couple days in there that we don't have big shows. So that's when we put in some of the vendor setup, some of the Mustang show, wild Mustang shows, that sort of thing.
Nice.
So I'll just go through it real quick maybe, and hopefully we have enough time to do that.
Yes.
So Friday, the July 22nd, like I said, is the big dog show.
Okay.
So everybody show up for that. That's in the event center. Saturday, July 23rd, that is the working ranch horse show.
Oh.
And then after that, then there will be a My Little Pony show for little kids. So we try to start them real young with stuff so that maybe we see them later in life.
Right.
When they get a little older. So that's the 23rd. The 24th, Sunday, that's continuing with the horse show. And then that night, out in the outdoor arena, we have the Wild Mustang show.
Nice.
So that's always a big hit. We've had that the last few years. Monday is when everything checks in. And so we don't have a lot there. We do have a Chicken Little show for little kids. So you might show up for that one.
Okay, Chicken Little.
Yep, so it's the same thing as the little horse show and the little pig show is little kids with their stuff. So we're trying to get the little kids involved. Tuesday the 26th, we have the Royalty Horsemanship.
Nice.
And then we have Peter Rabbit show. It's a little kid show again. And then we also have Puppy Pals, which is another one of those. At night we have the kiddie tractor pull. Outside.
That's going to be fun.
That's always a fun one. Kids love that one. Wednesday the 23rd, we have the Little Kids Goat Show. So Kids with Kids, it's called.
Clever.
Yeah.
Must have been a marketing expert behind that.
There you go.
One.
There you go. Then we have the older kids with the Junior Goat Show is that day. We also have the Swine Show at 5, and then at 6 for people that aren't involved with that. Then we have the antique tractor pull. Now during those we have a lot of stuff going on too, inside and outside.
Okay.
If they're not interested in those.
And inside Friendship Hall is where the vendors and so forth is set up. So throughout the entire fair, people can walk through.
Correct. And then they can also go into the event center, and we'll have other things over inside that as well.
Oh, nice.
So they can go back and forth. Yep,
That's
for
good
sure.
To know.
So then Thursday the 28th, we have the Merry Little Lamb show, which is the little kids again. And then at 4 o'clock that afternoon, it is the beef show. And then also for the little kids beef show, we have Ferdinand and the Friends bucket calf show.
Ferdinand and the Friends.
So that's one in there. And then
that's
again,
one of my favorite stories, by the way.
It is
Ferdinand
mine too.
Love it.
I still have that book. And then at 6 o'clock is a main event for the Wild Mustangs. Friday the 29th is the small animal round robin.
Okay.
And then right after that is the large animal round robin. And then that night, then we have a no limits show, which is pretty awesome. So that is for special needs. And so we have pretty much a kind of a petting zoo set up. So right after this large animal round robin, we keep those animals out there, except for the beef, because they can get kind of carried away.
Right.
And special needs can come through and learn something about them and put their hands on them.
I love that.
So we're putting that in there this year.
Good. Oh,
Yeah.
I hope that is well received.
So I think it will be.
Yes.
I think it will be. And in that night, we have the bull riding at 7.
One of my favorites.
So that'll start.
Our producer Drew is in the back going like, yeah.
I see that.
If we can get Drew on the bull, put that on his bucket list.
Well, we can figure that one
Yes.
out. We'll figure that one out. There we go. And then Saturday, we have rodeo again. We have the Royalty Experience. We have a lot of craft shows. And then at 1, we have the Junior Livestock Auction over at the Event Center. And then we have at 7 again, and then we have the CPRA rodeo.
Oh yeah, I love that's one of my
2
favorites
nights.
too.
Yeah.
Yes. So last year I had to tell you, well, I don't have to tell you, you know this. It was a standing room only crowd for both of the large events.
Yes, and it always for you mean the rodeo or
the rodeo
yeah.
and oh my gosh,
we had to turn people away
yes,
both nights.
I remember that.
It was max capacity.
In between,
for sure.
All the eating
Right,
and drinking
right.
I was doing, sitting up in the stands.
Right. It looked like more people than there was.
Exactly. I only went down to the food trucks 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
Well, that's good. We'll have more this year, so
Oh, gosh.
more variety.
And then everybody wanted something different. The
Yep.
husband wanted something, the kid wanted something.
about
It
right.
felt like we're in line the whole time.
That's
But
right.
It's such a good time, and
is.
I love the fair and rodeo. I just cannot thank you for all the time that you and every other board member commit, as a board member to setting this up each year for us.
Well, when we see the kids and the happy kids, and like that story you said about that little boy that came in, that's what we do it for.
Yeah.
And if we can keep that around in Montrose County forever, that's what we shoot for. So.
Well, okay, I have one shameless plug I have to tell you. So, Our Town Matters is a sponsor of the Mutton Bustin' this year. Is that not adorable?
Oh, that is one of our hits.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
So when will people be able to see that?
So that should be during that community night.
Okay.
Is normally when we have it. So that is Thursday. Is that when it is? No, Tuesday. I'm sorry. Tuesday at 6 o'clock is the community night.
Perfect.
So that should be during that.
Okay. Well, everyone has to come out for that because
Yes.
if you've never seen anything until you've seen these kids.
And they love it. We have to cap that one
Do you?
because we would have everybody in town doing that one.
Well, Chris Kohick, just on behalf of the community, thank you so much for your service on the Fair Board and just for making it interactive and attractive to the community as a whole. And we just thank the Fair Board in general for putting on another great fair and rodeo.
Well, thank you, and I thank the Fair Board too. They do a great job. So, and the county that helps, and you guys for doing this. It all makes it work. So we appreciate it.
Welcome to our community. All right, Montrose, let's make it a great Friday. You make sure you put the fair and rodeo on your calendar, and anyone who comments or makes a note or asks a question online, whether you're looking at it live or a pre-recorded video, go ahead and put those questions online. You'll be entered to win a gift card. All right, we'll see you next week.